Hello Year 3 students, welcome to Ms. Brennan's art class. Today the focus of our art class is going to be visual arts and the theme is emotions. Now before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting. I would like to acknowledge the elders past, present and emerging. Now, so that we can get started on this lesson, let's go through the materials that we will need today. You will need a white piece of plain paper. You will also need a photograph of yourself, which I will be providing you. You will need scissors, a pencil for sketching, an eraser to fix any mistakes, because there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, sharpener, glue, watercolors, such as these, and also a large piece of cardboard upon which we are going to glue our drawings to. I'm recycling some cardboard. You're welcome to bring in some cardboard that you want to recycle as well. So, before we get started on what we're going to be making today in art, let's talk about emotions. Emotions are big feelings that we feel inside ourselves. But even though they're inside ourselves, they're in our brains, they're in our hearts, they also come out in our bodies and in our facial expressions. And that's what we're going to be drawing today. We're going to be drawing a big emotion and we're going to make it even bigger because sometimes it can feel so overwhelming. And I want you to think about what that emotion does to your face when you're experiencing it. So let's take an example of the emotion of fury, which is a step up from angry. It's related. But when you are feeling furious, what happens to your face? Show me. Oh, very furious. So for me, I might look like this. So you can see my eyebrows from my normal regulated face go down. My eyes, cranky. They even get a little bit bigger because they're so furious. My lips go down, I'm frowning, and my nose, it almost seems to get bigger when I'm furious. Lips are smaller, eyebrows are down, mouth is smaller, nose is bigger. Fury. Now show me excited. Big mouth, big eyes, big eyebrows. Oh, it's so exciting. So that's what you're going to do. We're going to choose one emotion and you're going to draw it onto half of your face. The other half of your face will be your photograph, where your face is neutral, relaxed, your emotions are regulated. Because that's what we're always trying to get to, an emotion that is regulated and comfortable and happy for us. So it's good to have that comparison. The emotion that you choose is going to be from the outside of the emotions wheel, and I will provide you with a copy of that. So you need to choose from the outer ring because those are the more complex emotions. You can't do sad, mad, scared, happy. We've already gone through them. You guys are big Year 3 kids now. You can do more complicated emotions. So for me, I've chosen to do the emotion of irritated. So I've got my self-portrait, I guess, my selfie on the camera, and I put it onto a white piece of paper. I jointed up with a white piece of plain paper and stuck it onto cardboard so that it's easier for me to draw upon and to display around the classroom. Great. So now, let's get into the art. So I'm going to use a pencil and I'm going to start to draw my face, but I'm going to think about every line that I do. What is the meaning? I'm not just going to do the perfectly same round face as you can see here. It's going to be bigger because when I'm irritated, my face feels bigger. So here we go. Let's draw it here. I've already done some of the drawing so that I can show you more quickly as we move through. Drawing it around there. But when I get to my ear, the line is not going to be perfectly circular anymore. It's going to be jagged and rough because everything that I hear is irritating me. So you can see there, the line is more jagged. My eyebrow is longer, more jagged. My hairline is crazy, jagged, it's looking irritated. My eye is drawn smaller because when I'm irritated, my eyes get like this. That's my irritated face. I had to remind myself. They get smaller. My mouth draws downwards, because I'm annoyed. And then you can see my eyes are also smaller because they are so irritated. That's right. Smaller eyes, crankier eyebrows, longer, crankier, smaller eyes. Mouth going downwards. But my nose, I'm going to do it bigger, more exaggerated. Because when I feel irritated, it's like my nostrils are flaring in anger. So there we go, I've drawn my nostril quite big, as you can see there. Now I want you to think about colour. Colour is a very important part of art that communicates a lot. So it's easy to think that red is angry and yellow is happy, but I want you to be more creative than that. I want you to really think deeply about how an emotion feels. When you're sad, maybe it's actually not grey or black, it's blue. You're just feeling a bit blue, maybe a bit green, maybe those are sad colours to you. Or maybe green is the happiest, most joyful, as the emotion, not happy, joyful emotion, colour that you can think of, green. For me, green is not joyful, it's irritated. So I've done my hair, jagged and green. My skin out here is orange because I feel that orange is almost to that angry red, but it's a little bit less than that because irritated is a bit less of an emotion. It's just irritated. So there we go. I've also done a pattern down my nose, which is really important. I've done red and white stripe. We've talked about patterns before. Repeating something, and I want you to do patterns like that. Here are some other patterns, some colors that you could try. You can see different stripes, different triangles, all different patterns here. You can do patterns all over your face, however much you want to. We've got some cool colors and warm colors here that you can do as different patterns. So there we go. That's what we've ended up doing. We've got our neutral, regulated our emotion, and our irritated emotion on this time, remembering color and shape. Green hair, that to me sounds irritated. A bigger face because it's a big emotion. My ear is jagged because everything I hear annoys me. My eye is narrow. My nostrils are much bigger than they ever are in real life, but it's a drawing, so they're exaggerated. And that's what you need to do. Think deeply about the colors and the shapes that you use because they are really important elements of visual art. Then, after this, you'll be joining up with a classmate and you'll be comparing the emotions that you've done and explaining them and explaining the choices that you've made on your artwork. Why is your hair spiky? Why is your nostril flared? Why is your mouth turning downwards and why is it black? Because your mouth is so cranky when you're irritated, you can't even speak, so it's gone black. So those are the things that you're going to compare with a partner, and then we're going to display them around the classroom so that we can help each other learn even more about big emotions, how they feel, how they look, how they feel to us individually versus our regulated neutral self. And that will help us pick out when we're feeling these big emotions and to tell each other what's going on. I'm feeling really irritated today. I'm feeling furious. I'm feeling so excited. And that'll help us be able to communicate with each other and be better teacher and students in a happier environment. Thank you so much for listening, students. I can't wait for you to get started on your visual arts. See you soon.